This is Doug Green, and I'm the publisher of Telecom Reseller, and I'm very pleased to have with us today William Brister, who's the Director of Product Onboarding and Billing Services at SkySwitch. William, thank you for joining me today.
Good to be here, Doug.
Well, we're going to be talking about something we don't get to talk about a lot, and that is about the onboarding process. It's so important, especially for the channel partners, when they start a relationship with a new company, to be able to successfully sell those products and services to really get to the expectations maybe they had when they first signed up. So we're going to be diving right into that topic in just a minute. But William, what is SkySwitch?
SkySwitch is a white label UCaaS provider, and we've been in business for approximately 10 years, 9 to 10 years. And we sell our services through partners, resellers, sometimes called resellers, partners. And that's SkySwitch. Of course, we're owned by BCM1 and a family of other companies.
It sounds to me like the way that you guys go about selling that UCaaS is through a white label program.
That's right. Our partners use their own brand, and they sell their products. We allow them to set up their products and their marketing the way they want to, and that's because we have partners that are in different parts of the country. We have partners in Brooklyn, we have partners in Nebraska, in Louisiana, or Texas, and they have to be able to sell their products or market their products the way they need to succeed.
So, if, we're literally entering the second part of 2023, I'm guessing a lot of people might be listening to this podcast because they're thinking, hey, how can I grow my business? Maybe I should be looking for new partners and so on. What does the onboarding program say about why I should sign up with SkySwitch?
Well, I think what it says is that the way we onboard our partners is we provide them the knowledge and the tools that they need to have to succeed as a UCaaS partner, and we do it in an old school and a new school way. Meaning, the new school is we convey the basic information through our university, but then we also spend live web conference time with our partners so that the training is personable. We will spend hours with them during the onboarding process, and we know that they have a lot of questions about the UCaaS business and how to be successful. And so we're conveying that information through our university, but also through live web conference training. So we give that personal touch in our onboarding.
And we in our talk before we started today, you said something interesting, that the goal is to help make people really very independent.
Yes, exactly. These are entrepreneurs, and we know that they have an ultimate goal in mind for their business, ultimately to retire and or to sell the business, right? So we want our partners, I mean, that's the kind of the story behind the story, right? But we want our partners to be independent, meaning we want to have fully grown partners, meaning we want them to have all the knowledge and all the tools they need to run their UCaaS business the way they need to in order to succeed. And so ultimately, we would love our partners to learn and then almost never have to contact us, right? Not that we don't want them to, it's just that we want them to have all the tools and all the knowledge they need to succeed on their own.
So it sounds like you try to check off all the boxes that in the long term try to create generational wealth, something that actually can be created as a long-term family business. In the short term, put food on the table and live the type of life you'd like to live.
Yes, that's absolutely right. And we've seen that. We've seen partners. Of course, they have to have a very healthy margin, and I believe we do provide that in our business. And so our partners have a very healthy margin, and we've seen partners go through the stage of growing their business and then either turning it over to their kids or to others within the business, or even selling their business. So we've seen that change over time, and um, we love to see our partners succeeding even to that extent, right? That it was a whole start your business all the way through to a retirement or a sale.
So, William, let's dive into the details. When I sign up and now I'm going to go into the onboarding process, what does that feel like? What happens?
So I think what partners find with our company is that even during the sales process, there's a lot of hands-on, there's a lot of personal touch. Our sales team takes them through a lot, through demonstrations, and then through the contract period. Once they sign, they then are handed off to our onboarding team, and they're assigned a personal onboarding specialist, and that onboarding specialist is going to spend, like I said, hours with them during the onboarding process. It takes typically 45 to 60 days to onboard our partners through the process, through the technical training. If they've signed on for our billing services, we also train them on their billing services platform that they've selected. And so it's partly we have a project management tool that we use so that our partners see exactly what tasks they have during the onboarding process and where they are in the process. So part of those tasks is to take university courses, university training, videos through the SkySwitch University, and then we have the live web conference training with them. So we're going to answer, our goal, of course, is to answer all their training, to give them all the advanced knowledge that they need so that when they leave onboarding, our mission in SkySwitch onboarding, our internal mission that we state to our team is to deliver fully trained partners to support. So when we hand off, sales handed them off to us, and then when they graduate onboarding, they go into support, full support. And when we do that, we want them to be fully trained. We don't want our support team having to do training. We don't want our support team coming back to the onboarding team and saying, hey, what was this partner trained? So we want to convey all the basic and all the advanced information that they need so that when they are handed off to support and they do have to contact support, it's actually for issues or problems or issues or questions or concerns that they have uh, in that realm.
Now, do you find also that the training sort of opens people's eyes that, maybe they were walking in figuring, hey, I'm going to sell this or that, and then they're like, hey, I didn't know that I'm going to be selling all of this. There's a lot more here.
Yes, our partners, a lot of our partners come to us. They've been agents or they've been with other companies, and I think they're surprised at the independence that we're offering them. And the independence is far and reaching, meaning even for example, I was with a partner yesterday, and he's developing his product catalog, and he's asking questions. What do I sell? What can I put in this bundle? How can I market this product? And literally we give them the freedom to build their product catalog, their marketing, the way they need to succeed. And we wanted to do that as a company because our partners are not just one um, mold, right? Like I said, we have partners in Brooklyn, we have partners in Nebraska, Chicago, California. They're competing in different markets and against different carriers, different other larger companies, and so they need the flexibility and the freedom to build their company, build their products, build their marketing the way they need to succeed.
And that's really the added value, right? I mean, if you call one of our friends and colleagues in the large carriers, uh, you're getting a contact center somewhere in the world, and they're nice people, but they don't know you in the place you are. They don't understand maybe really the business that is involved in a ranch in Texas or a manufacturing plant in Brooklyn or a trucking center in Boston.
Oh yeah, I can call any of our partners 2 years later and say, who was your onboarding specialist? Oh, it
Right.
was John. John's based out of East Texas, and I tell them, well, you're going to get an East Texas accent, but John knows what he's doing. And then there's Justin and there's Eddie and
Right.
Michael. I mean, they know they come to love their onboarding specialists because they spent a lot of time with them at the beginning when they needed the knowledge and when they needed the information in order to then start start selling UCaaS and then grow from there. And in a lot of cases, they contact the onboarding specialists even after they've gone to support. So we're always there for them. But then there's other parts of the company. There's other relationships that we're going to give them with a professional account manager, and they always have their CAE, their salesperson that they can go back to as well. Our business is based on relationship business, relationship, uh, that personal relationship. And when they come to us, our partners, they have a relationship with the salesperson. They have a relationship with the onboarding specialist. They have a relationship with the professional account manager. And that's through the life of their business, through the life of their relationship with us as a whole.
One of the things that struck me when we met up this morning to do our podcast was that you're not only the director of onboarding, but you're also the director of billing services. And I thought that's an interesting statement because in so many companies, billing is just thought of as an administrative function, not as a forward facing function.
Yes, our partners, is kind of two parts to it. Number one, they have to get paid, right? And not like an agent where you just, sign up a customer and the big company sends you a check, right? You have to run your own billing. You have to know what you're doing. And then as a UCAS partner, one of the big things in billing is the taxes, telecom taxes. Everybody's got their fingers in that pie, uh, and it's a big item, and it's an important item, very serious. You got to take it very seriously, and we have to train our partners, on this. Now, some of them come in and it just seems so daunting to them, but then we get them through the process. We tell them, hey, look, just hang in with us. We're gonna eat this elephant, one bite at a time, and we're gonna get it down, and you're gonna understand it, and you're gonna be successful because that's what we do, and that's what our partners do. So, yeah, billing is very important. Our partners have to get paid, and they have to appear professional. Their bills have to be professional. They have to be on time to their customers. They have to convey that to them because these customers have had, telecom bills from bigger companies, and they know what that's like. So
Yeah, that itself is a very interesting statement because I mean that's almost an industry commentary, right? That we've all encountered the unimaginable phone bill basically from one of the big carriers that no one really knows what those charges are.
oh yes, and our partners with their customers, they get the same questions, and so we train them on the taxes and making sure that the taxes that are appearing on their bills are correct, and then how to remit and report those taxes to the necessary entities. So they learn that, and we have, of course, partners that they can work with to help them in that process. Uh, Most of our partners don't want to become tax experts, and I don't blame them. I don't want to become a tax expert either. So we have tax experts that will help them if they need it. But it's that whole process and philosophy that they're not going to have to just call, an 800 number. They're going to know who they're working with. They know their billing services specialist, which is the person that's taking them through the billing services training. They know their onboarding specialist when they have technical training, technical questions. It's very hands-on. We're old school in that way because our partners are that way with their customers. They will go and they will meet with their customers locally. They're in the community, and that's why they're successful. They get customers all the time that are so sick and tired of you know, having to call an 800 number and not getting the same person, and trying to have problems because their phone systems, their phone service is down. So they love the personal touch, and that's why our partners are successful.
So, as we wrap up our podcast today, William, I'm hearing a lot about, about the process and so on. Was there sort of a guiding light or guiding set of words or whatever that sort of, as you put this together initially, that you were thinking about?
Yes, when I developed the first SkySwitch University, we're actually on the second version of that. We wanted to come up with a motto, and I came up with learn, build, succeed. And really, the life of our partners, that's really what it is. It starts with our sales team, and they learn a lot. They get some demonstrations, and then when they sign on, they are then entered into our onboarding uh, program, and they're assigned an onboarding specialist, and so that's where they're learning, and that's the foundation. We want to transfer all the knowledge that they need in order to succeed as a UCaaS white label partner. And so we're building that foundation during sales and onboarding, and then later, of course, they will get continuing education as we continue on with advanced products, et cetera, through the life of the company. But then they get into the build phase, and we want to develop independent partners that have all the tools, all the knowledge they need to build their business. They have their product catalog and how they want to sell and how they can compete in the markets that they're competing in. So they get into that build phase, and we see them grow, and they grow fast. Some of them grow really fast. And and then it's succeed, and that's, like we've talked a little bit, the story behind the story. After they build this business up, what can I do with it? Can I pass it on to another generation? Uh, can I retire? Can I sell it? And so we see them. We've seen many partners get to that point, and they sell to other partners, or they pass it on to their children, etc. So um, it's a whole system. It's a lifetime. It's a they can start in the business, and they can grow it, and they can sell it, or do what they want with it. So it's learn, build, succeed. That's really the philosophy, not only in onboarding, but throughout the whole company.
Well, William, I really want to thank you for joining me today. This has been really interesting. We've had a little bit of a glimpse of an onboarding process, but I think it tells us a lot about the larger story at SkySwitch. Where can we learn more about SkySwitch?
Of course, skyswitch.com, but you can always reach out to me. My email address is wbrister at skyswitch.com, wbrister at skyswitch.com. That's Brister. I would love to hear from you. We could connect you up with a salesperson. We could get you started in the process of getting some great demonstrations, and then get you into the onboarding program, get you learned up, so that you can then succeed as a white label partner, white label UCaaS partner.
Well, again, William, again, thank you for joining me today. I'm hoping to do this again soon, but for now, thank you.
Thanks, Doug.